Hi, Pep. Ian Laden from Daily Mail. You said again earlier that you thought people would have been more excited if Liverpool had won the league, and the fact that City have won the league, everyone's a bit like this. But there is a debate going on in this country at the moment about whether your team is the greatest team ever to play in the Premier League. That debate has been heard on the television, on the radio, in the newspapers. Do you really think, honestly, that your team does not get enough credit from people who aren't Man City fans?
No, a lot. I think a lot. So, but I'm saying when Liverpool with United is the biggest two teams in England. If you the whole history, it's the biggest one. When one team like Liverpool is 29 years no win the Premier League, it's normal that people are waiting to win finally one of the biggest. That is the fact of my reflection. I can imagine Barcelona, Madrid don't be in 29 years winning the league, so the people are expecting that. So that's why we are so proud. I said many times. So of course we are happy. They are a little bit sad, but what Liverpool have done is incredible. What I said, for example, about that, how important is Liverpool and United, is that the internet, in the website from Daily Mail, the first step, the first is Pogba discussion for the fans in Old Trafford, not because we won the Premier League. And it's not because I am more satisfied or not satisfied, but for your Daily Mail, the important for the leagues, for the likes, for everybody, has been in the first. So because I know we are not being compared in that. That's why we are incredibly satisfied in the last decade. All the people working here, we are trying a step forward to be in there. But saying that the people, you don't feel love, that is not true. So our fans, when I feel in the street with the letters I receive, for the people is when we play in Etihad Stadium or we play away, they are incredibly satisfied. I know that, we feel that, and that is enough. And the most important thing, we have the feeling that in the Premier League is the well done. We did a great job because our contender was incredible.
What happens on those websites is that the articles that appear at the top are the articles that are most read by the public, and it just happens that Manchester United have all these supporters around the world. Yeah. Do you think maybe that's why it happens?
No, I'm not saying what you have to say. Do you
think maybe one day Manchester City might be in that position if they carry on winning things to be the club that's at the top all the time?
We are working on that, but you cannot fight against the history. And the history of this club is much, much bigger than us. So, of course, we are making steps. We cannot deny it. Being there every time. Next season we'll be in the Champions League. Again, that is the most important thing. But I think the people give credit. What I said after the press conference, I'm not saying that I'm not the right guy, because I don't have the perspective for the Premier League for all history. It will be unfair to say we are the best. I don't believe we are not the best side ever, honestly. Well, I think we did incredible 2 seasons, but to consider the best you have to be a little bit longer time. I not even think about you have to win the Champions League to be considered that. Always a dream to be part of the people start to think about we are part of one of the best teams. That is enough.
Do you get flattered?
And that is we are flattered.
Do you get flattered that discussion even takes place, that people compare your team to the Manchester United team that won in '99, the Arsenal team that went a whole season without losing, Jose's 2 teams at Chelsea? People put you in that bracket. Does that mean anything to you?
A lot. That I accept that. We want to be there. I think we deserve to be there. But considering to be the best ever, I think in a period of 3, 4, 5 years, that people can say that, but the history for the Premier League in England is more than 1 century.
So we're talking about the modern league,
and the people now is fresh. In terms of results, in terms of points, in terms of goals, we were the best. But football is not the numbers, it's not the statistics, it's feelings, it's what the emotions. And I'm not going to say he's the best when Sir Alex Ferguson in his period at United, what he produced, the amount of emotion for the Man United fans or Liverpool in the Bob Paisley on the people who was there in the 80s. So it's not. I think it's now like it's fresh. We see that is the best.
But nobody's won a treble. But nobody's won a FA Cup, League Cup, Premier League treble before.
Yeah, we're going to try, but even with that, you win the treble, when everybody happen to say the best, I think it's unfair for the rest. Being there, it's enough. And after, I don't know how far we're going to take this generation of players, this group of people together, how far we are going to be. And after the people say, but for one people said, okay, it's good, for the best, for the other one it's good, but that is football, that's nice when everybody can discuss. But being there with the teams you mentioned before, that is incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. So the first season we could not expect, when we arrived here, we could not expect being in that position right now. And when the people say that, is in fact for the numbers. Another part is because in 2 seasons the people enjoy watching us home and away. And that is fantastic for us.
Do you get letters from fans from other clubs as well, or is it just Manchester City fans who write to you?
They don't have the address.
Right, it's just over there.
Hi Pep, James, Standard. I think you said many times, not only this season but in previous seasons, that the quadruple is impossible. Do you still think that, given how close City came this season?
No, it's close. We'll have one game away to do the little quadruple.
Okay, the quintuple then.
The biggest one.
I was counting.
The biggest one is far away. Yeah.
So
far away.
You think so? Do you?
Yeah.
Because it was fractions, wasn't it?
Always I thought after going out against Tottenham in quarterfinals, you would have be able to go through. If you had be able to go to Old Trafford, Burnley, or Tottenham, Old Trafford, Burnley, and win all the points and the wins we need to be champion against this Liverpool. Honestly, I don't know. You would have be able. Focusing in Ajax Amsterdam here, and after going to Amsterdam to play in the beautiful city there with the Ajax, Johan Cruyff new generations there, and maintain, Tottenham at home and United. I don't know. That's why it's incredibly difficult to win it. But we can win tomorrow, the little quadruple. So it's a big chance for us.
Can I ask you about Leroy Sané? There's been talk this week that Bayern Munich are interested in him. There's been a few players in the past here that when there's been suggestions they might leave, you said, there's no way, as long as you're here, they'll ever go. Bernardo was one of them, John Stone's another one. Riyad, I think recently you said that about. Is Leroy in that category? That as long as you're here?
Leroy, we are 1 year, half year, 8 months trying to extend his contract.
So what does that mean?
We want him. But why? If you want to extend the contract, it's because we want him. You are not going to extend the contract because we don't want him. It's like Gundogan, for example, it's the same case.
But Leroy doesn't play that often, does he?
Yeah, because compete with Sterling and Bernardo Silva.
That's got nothing, the contract
it's not easy. Yeah, if you want to play with 4 competition quadruple, we need Leroy, we need Sterling, we need Riyad, we need Bernardo, we need Kevin, we need Dino. Yeah, we cannot compete quadruple with just 2 wingers. And they have to fight each other, play the best as possible to convince me to put it in the lineup.
Is it true that Bayern are interested? Are you aware of that?
No, about the transfer windows and the hypotheticals come out, it's not the time. It's after the game, and after the game I'm in holiday, so I'm sorry.
Hi Pep, I know you've literally just said it's not really the time to think about that, but I'm sure I did say the other night there'd be one more bad question for you this season. When you were going into your 4th season at Barcelona, there were kind of big changes in the end with tactics, and maybe you considered freshening up the squad. And when you were asked about transfers for next season on Sunday, you said you've been here 3 years together with everybody, and that kind of to me suggested you might need to bring in some new players and maybe get rid of some just to keep things fresh. Is that kind of the plan for next season? Do you need to keep people on their toes, make sure they don't get consistent?
Today is difficult about the transfer because today the players everything is so expensive. The agents as well are so expensive. So sometimes you take more time to buy a player for the agent than from the player and for the other club. But today it's not easy to do that. But some movements we have to do for the next season.
Is that because people want to leave, or is that because you think that's the best way to keep the team
No, because
ready to
people want to leave, because the players want to play and they don't play for a period, but when the period is long, it's normal. I understand completely the player doesn't play quite regularly, they want to play more, or when they are completely happy when they play and their lives are really sad when they don't play. And I cannot assure you that, and anyone, so I understand completely, and that's why maybe maybe, but not too many, because I said before, it's so difficult today, move players in the transfers and everything.
Just a couple of months ago, I think you said maybe 3 or 4 positions. Do you have a better idea
No,
now?
I'm not going to say how many. I'm not going to say, because it depends from many, many, many things.
Paul Hurst from the Times. Is that transfer kind of plan, is it also with the idea of increasing competition within your squad? And how much will that help you next season?
That is one of the reasons, yeah. They have to feel every player or play good or I don't play. If don't, you cannot consistent one more season after we have done these 2 seasons. They have to feel it doesn't matter which one. So it's myself. I'm putting myself. I have to win again. If not, I am in trouble and in problems and trouble. So I cannot be longer here. So because the people say how beautiful it is, but I am assure you that when you're going to start to not win the games, why you don't tackle? You don't make more tackles. It's football is what it is. So I have to win again and again and again, and the players have to feel that. So it was incredible. Still we are there, but the first day for the next season start from 0, and I have to see what I've seen. We have seen these last 2, even 3 seasons, but especially in terms of results, last 2 seasons.
You spoke about hunger earlier. How do you keep yourself hungry for the next 2 years to make sure that you?
No, I think this group of players are one of the most huge competitors I ever seen in my career as a football player and manager. Few teams are, I would say, in the same level. So I would not say in the same level. The best teams I face as a football player and manager, these teams are in the first line, because it's incredible what they have done. In perspective, every time it's going to happen. So I cannot imagine what we're able to sustain for a long time with this Liverpool in all competitions for a long time. So it's incredible. So I think they have it for themselves, in part because they have a huge competition in the squad and they feel it, if I want to play, I have to do it.
Pepper, James Ducker from The Telegraph. Just on Ian's point about credit and where your team's sort of viewed, do you think part of the issue is that you as a manager are just held to a higher standard than almost any other? I mean, 8 titles in 10 seasons playing the football you do isn't normal.
Yeah, in ligas, so our standard in Champions League is not really good. It was really good in the beginning of my seasons in Barcelona. Bayern Munich, right? 3 times semi-finals, but of course I have to admit it. So in Champions League, it's not quite good like in leagues and the other ones, but that's incredible. I never expect, not just the wins, the way and the amount of points, but I didn't do that alone. I'm here. People sometimes expect I don't win and I don't lose. We are a lot of people involved in that, especially in Barcelona and Eriquez. It was especially the players when they do that, and Bayern Munich for the quality of the structures and the power of the Bayern Munich, and here for the mix for a lot of things. But it's quite remarkable. I cannot deny it. So I didn't expect when I started my first season in the second team Barcelona, the first team in Barcelona, achieve after 11 years or 10 years in the domestic leagues these incredible amounts of points and numbers and goals and few goals conceded. This is incredible. It's good. I'm really proud.
Is for you then, for you personally, as well as your team, one of the challenges is to maybe address that in the Champions League going forward?
Yeah, that will be. We want to do that. So I think before I came here was 7 years. It was 2 times winner in the other semi-finals. So it's quite good. But here I could not reach the semi-finals. Of course, it's our dream to do it, but I have to improve. I have to see what can I do better, to do it, because I'm not, as a manager, I'm not good enough in this club, to maintain. But in the same point, it's a more difficult competition, and except I think Zidane is a master in this competition. For all the other managers, stay 10 or 12 or 13 years, don't win every season this competition. Sir Alex Ferguson was 40 or 40 years. We won, I think, 3 or 4 times. So it's a really tough competition, It's more unpredictable. You play with emotions more than other competitions. You are playing the game and say, I'm going to out, I'm going to go in. and the mistakes, the mistakes you can do in the defensive department, they punish you a lot and miss the penalties or miss the actions. So in quarterfinals and semifinals, and in the second leg in quarterfinals, I missed 3 penalties. I went out for different goals. So it's so tight. You go through and no go through. Leo missed a penalty, Thomas Muller missed a penalty, Sergio missed a penalty in these stages. In these kind of little details, in the domestic leagues, nothing happened. You have another chance here. Like you play for Aymeric was this season. We cannot imagine, do that competition without Laporte has done. Is the best sign we have done in the last 4 or 5 years. A young player, personality, have everything. And in Tottenham, 2 balls, we concede 2 goals. Another competition, he can make the mistakes, and it's not goal. Even if it's a goal, it's not a problem. In that competition, you are out. That's why it's so difficult. We have to accept it and working in, I don't know what, because I think we try to do our best, but it's difficult, really. Champions League, I can admit it, so it's not the same level we achieve in the other tournaments or competitions.
Pep, we've seen Vincent Kompany quite emotional over the last couple of weeks, so uncertain about his future. Obviously, the tears after Leicester, he was waving to the fans last week. Are you concerned or fear that tomorrow might be his final game? I know you've said you'll speak about his future at the end of the season.
Hopefully not. So,
do you think it's a possibility, though?
I don't know. So we spoke with Beanie. We are going to speak after this game, but my words are unnecessary, not just what he has done the last weeks or his career, but I think Beanie show again when he's fit what he's capable to do. It's tough, but the problem is there are a period between November until February, March that we cannot use him quite often for that reason. But when he's fit, it's incredible.
Do you think this run in the team towards the end of the season has shown sort of to him perhaps how valuable he is and that he will get a lot of game time next year?
No. He has not to show me his ability. He has it. He's incredible good. He's good enough. It's just being fit. That is the only reason.
Just following on, sorry to drag you back to the love questions, but do you think in this country that we like winners, and how does that compare to Germany and Spain?
Like winners?
Yeah.
Normally it doesn't. Never were. No. People don't like winners.
Don't like winners?
No. Here in Spain, Italy and everywhere, don't like.
And City ready for that backlash?
Yeah, if my theory is true, maybe it's not true. Hopefully in the future the people don't like, don't like us. So, but maybe I misunderstood. My comment was not right. We feel love, or we feel the people is happy what we have done. I'm not denying that. It just in terms of history, as said again. So we are not in that position. The people are looking for another. But of course, so at the end we are satisfied for ourselves and the people who are working every day for the club, for our families or real friends. We live with these people. We don't live and the people can comment whatever he wants. So the important is being satisfied with what we have done, knowing that the line to win or no win is so tight. I saw last few days ago maybe you saw it. Toronto Raptors NBA against I don't know which team played the 7th game, the last game to reach the finals. Kawhi Leonard shot in the corner with 2 guys there, to the net, 1, 2, 3, 4, and net. Now you are win, you are out, for the reason. And all the people from Toronto is a genius, and the managers and the players are exceptional for 1, 2, 3, 4, inside or outside. How you work on that? So football in the sports in this high level in these competitions depend for nothing. That is the difference between Liverpool and Man City this season. So I admire Liverpool, maybe admire more than more people in Liverpool. So what they have done is incredible. It's again heads up, so it's perfect. So but we were a little bit better, but we could be a little bit worse, and they will be champions. We are not. As a manager, I would have said congratulations to my players, like Jurgen said to the players. Honestly, no regrets. But of course, we are more happier than them right now because we won it, and the history belongs to us for this title. But we know exactly. 1 second later, we know which team we're going to face the next season. I don't have doubt. I'm pretty sure that Liverpool will be stronger, will be more hungry, to do, break these 30 years without the league, without the Premier League. That's why we have to stay there. If don't, we are not going to win. We are not going to win. And I guess the other ones, like Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Tottenham, we will improve you to be there. So we know exactly today. Next season, I don't know. But this season, today, we know exactly which team are going to face next season. Will be our rival. Our rival will be there the same. We will have to make more than 90 points to be champions next season. And that is the level we have to maintain, to move a little bit the squad, to refresh our minds in the summertime, to come back in the same level as this season, these 2 seasons.
Thank you.